The answer choices here make it very clear that we are thinking about punctuation and sentence structure, right? Do we have a comma because we just are joining two pieces of a sentence, some sort of extra clause? Do we need an and because we have two verbs or two parts of a list? Or do we have a comma and an and where we join two complete sentences together? So let's think about that. I'm going to start right with the word because that's the start of the sentence, and if it's a punctuation question, it's about that sentence. Because regolith is both readily available and high in oxygen content, scientists have wondered whether it could be used as a potential source of oxygen for future lunar settlements. So you see, I already picked a version of this because I could kind of hear it as I was reading it, that this first part is an extra clause. Because regolith is both readily available and high in oxygen content, right? It's leading into something. The word because is doing a lot of work here, telling us that that is not a sentence. It's a lead into a sentence. It's a fragment. If the because weren't there, it's a sentence. Regolith is both readily available and high in oxygen content. And this is why we have to always, whenever we're thinking about sentence structure, read the full sentence. We need to get that word because one word can completely change how you hear a sentence. So because is leading us in, and then we have the actual sentence, which I'll put in yellow here. Scientists have wondered whether it could be used as a potential source of oxygen for future lunar settlements. That could stand on its own. So we could have a capital S in front of scientists and then end with the period there. So the best way to attach a fragment, an extra clause to a main sentence is with a comma. So that is choice B, and that is the answer. So the only way that these other choices would work is if, like for D, for example, if that first part was a sentence. So if the because were not there, then D would be correct. And that is why it is so important, like I said, to read the full sentence when you know that punctuation is being tested and sentence structure is on the line, because one word makes a big difference. Don't be lazy. You can definitely get these questions right because the rules are predictable.